Hey guys, it's Lida. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy Vlogmas Day 9.
Vlogmas Day 9.
Already 9 days into this Vlogmas, pretty much. So we're doing pretty well. And for today's podcast, we will be talking about something different. So we're not going to be talking about our marriage and everything, but it's a very interesting topic that I'm sure a lot of people would be thinking of talking to each other. Mind you, all of our views is just based on us and what we think. It's not influenced by other people. This is basically just us talking to each other about this topic. And we hope you guys like listening or watching us talk about random things. And this topic will be about social media. And because we're very young, we're 23 years old, so we're still up there pretty much. We're the techie people.
With the young Gen Z generation.
Yeah, so we're very influenced by social media in a way. So we'll see how it goes. So the first question is, how has social media affected your mental health, positively or negatively?
Personally, positive overall. Like, I think it's kind of bad to say that without social media, without the internet these days, things would become boring really quickly. It wasn't the case in our parents' generation, but for us, we have grown up with social media, and so everything just becomes very boring when we get disconnected from the world.
For me, it has been affected positively as well. Social media is one way to interact with people that we love that are not close to us right now physically, because a lot of the people that we love and are important to us are overseas. So social media has helped with reconnecting us with those family and friends that are outside of the world. I mean, not outside of the world, but outside of our little world.
Outside
here.
of our reach.
Yeah, so I think, yes, for me, positively. And what about negative?
Negative, I would say it can sometimes disconnect us from each other.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we focus on social media, it just becomes this barrier that prevents us from communicating as much. And I can recognize that. Like, I acknowledge that, like, it does happen to us. But now that we've gotten used to it, it got a bit better, because before it happened because we were still kind of in a new relationship with each other.
Yeah.
So our strength and our bond is not as strong yet. That's why when one of us uses social media too much and then completely ignores the other person, that kind of creates issues, things like that. But I think it's gotten a lot better now because we now have gotten married and our bond has become significantly stronger than back then. But I think it's better. Like, it's better now than before.
The next thing is, do you feel pressure to present a curated version of yourself online?
I used to. That was one before I met you. Yeah, before I met you, I feel like I have to create this kind of persona online, that I'm masculine, that I'm able to do a lot of things, just to kind of ego boost myself. Pretty much, yeah. But that's only the standard that I want to create for myself, is that I need to be better on social media so that, like me, things like that. But now that we've gotten married, now that, like, after we start dating and stuff like that, like, those kind of things didn't matter to me as much anymore. And I don't post a lot on my social media is because I tend to keep important moments like us going out to myself only.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine if we post about us going out, things like that, but I think it's better if I just keep those moments intimately to myself.
There are certain moments you don't have to share on.
Exactly, yeah.
And for me as well, I think I felt pressure to, especially when I moved here, like a long time ago, but the need to, because a lot of people here, they're on Snapchat, they're putting a lot of the IG stories, and I feel like before I wasn't that type of person to always share things on social media. But because of my background as well, I was active when I was back in the. I was very socially active, joining a lot of activities at school, But when I got here, it's a completely different story. So I feel like I wanted to fit in, so I would only post as to the standard of the people that I see here. So but now it's not like that anymore. Like I only post whatever I feel is the most important that I would like people to know, but they don't need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's not how it should be. Your life, even if you want to, like for example with me, I like making YouTube videos and I like sharing my life, but it's only a fraction of it that you should share, because what people don't know cannot hurt you, really, because they cannot use that against you. I'm not saying that people will do it, but you should protect yourself as well and your family. Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that too. Like, you don't have to necessarily post everything that you do on social media. Keep those important moments. So I think it's better that way than posting everything on social media just to get likes. Those things
Better.
not that important.
Yeah. So what do you think social media to you? Is it addictive, and how do you manage it?
Yes, social media is extremely addictive. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. There's a lot of things out there that can make you feel addicted. And how do I handle it? I think just basically,
Yeah, you just have to have
just self-limit.
self-discipline.
You just have to have acknowledgement that, hey, it's too much. Time to back off. And
It starts within you as well. Like,
yeah,
you should be able to see that there's something wrong. You're always on your phone. You're disconnected from other people physically. And it's not healthy. Like sometimes, I mean, I would agree. It is very, very addictive to the point where I can just lie down on my bed and spend hours on online shopping. That's one thing. On TikTok, just I can scroll there for 3 or 4 hours without getting bored, because there's always something new that you can watch. And how do I manage that? Probably putting a limit to screen time. And I mean, you can have that on your phone as well. But I also tell myself, look, this is you only allowed to use your phone until this time, and then you stop. And then there are other things that we do outside of using the phone anyway that keeps us within our limit. Do you feel or do you experience FOMO, or fear of missing out, when scrolling through social media? How do you deal with it?
not really.
You're very different.
There
We
are-
don't feel FOMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of instances where my friends go out with each other, and on those days we have work, and honestly it's gotten to the point where obviously now that we're married, right, we should prioritize each other instead. So it doesn't matter if I don't go out with my friends often, as long as I know they're there for me and I'm there for them. That's all that matters. And yeah, like, it really doesn't matter if I miss out on events, going out with them, someone's birthday party. To me, what's important is that I prioritize our family over other things. Priority should be coming first before your emotion.
True.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I, like, as a girl as well, other people would say, oh, I've got FOMO a lot. Like, there's a lot of new trends. There's a lot of new places to see.
Parties, food.
I don't really mind. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You guys go. If you want to go, you're happy doing that. Whatever you want to do, you do it. What I want to do is what makes me happy and what makes our family happy. Because it just feels like the FOMO culture is just, you're running by the trend all the time. It's like you don't have your own peace, because you're like, oh, that's something new, I want to try it. Oh, that's a new place, I want to try it. It's like, what do you do after that? You've wasted that much money to experience that one. That's your choice, and then what happens after? It's like a temporary feeling where, oh yes, I've been to where other people have went. But then what happens after that? Meanwhile, with us, we only go to places that we enjoy. We find comfort in the same places that we go to all the time, and it makes us happy. The feeling that we get after we go to that specific place is, happiness. we would look back and be like, oh yeah, we did do that at that place, let's do it again, or do something different at the same place. You know what I mean? It really depends on people, I think, but we don't have FOMO. Yeah, we don't have FOMO. So do you think social media has ever made you feel left out or inadequate? It doesn't only apply to new things, yeah? So it's like, for example, you see a lot of those people in your newsfeed that are working out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I say that happens. Like, especially for the parts where people work out a lot, because obviously I start out later than them, but because of, I guess it also becomes because of like my motivation, stuff like that. Like, it's at the moment it's very difficult for me to find motivation to work out, to do what I used to 3 years ago, because we're so busy with work now that our priorities just becomes work, saving money, rest. Like, where does the workout goes into that?
Yeah.
And I know that I don't work every single day, but because of how straining our work is and how mentally exhausting it is, it just kind of threw me off balance and made me lose my motivation and track of what I want to do in my workout. But yes, there's a lot of my friends out there or people that I follow who have been able to achieve the workouts or like skills that they want to achieve with calisthenics, but I haven't been able to do that. Like, and I've been doing it for like probably 4-5 years now, but I'm still not on the same level as the people who started out at the same time as me. Yeah. So I guess it's also on me because of the habits that I have developed for that is not a healthy habit at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just get really mentally draining, tiring, try to keep up with the workouts all the time. But yeah, it does make me feel a bit discouraged knowing that I started at about the same time as other people, but I'm still not there yet. And seeing how they progress, their accomplishments with the workout, it just kind of made me feel down a bit. That's why I tend not to look too much what other people worked out.
Yep. I mean, it depends on people.
Yeah, it really depends on people.
So with them, maybe that is really their motivation to gain those muscles, to lose weight, to feel better about themselves physically. But then there are other factors as well, like you cannot help that you're tired. You know, I mean, it is true you have to find time for working out. It's just what makes you healthy. But I feel like it takes time to find a proper routine for yourself, and that is okay. If it will happen. I'm not saying it's just you, it's also me, because we're getting really, really tired with work, that we don't find the motivation to do anything else but rest, stay at home, be couch potatoes. Because we think that we're gonna regain energy just by doing absolutely nothing at home. Yeah. So how has social media impacted your personal relationships?
Relationships. In a positive way, I guess. Because now a lot of my friends are going out into the working field. We're all becoming adults. I think social media is a way for us to stay connected.
Yeah.
And it's not just social media, it's also online games. Because that's how we are not able to hang out together as often anymore. Get to hang out online. Like, for example, me and the guys, we play games a lot with each other online. And then, you know, now that we're all starting to work, we're all getting busy, it's very difficult to find a time suitable for everyone to come together into a group and to hang out. So that's why online platform like social media is a great way for us to stay.
Yeah, I think so too. It's really positive in a way where it helps you maintain the relationships that you have with people. Because, for example, if you are friends with people from high school is different because you all have to be at the same place Monday to Friday within a couple of hours because you have to go to school. And then after that, when you're already in uni, you guys find your own passion. Obviously, you meet new friends, but if you still want to stay connected with the people that you know from before, social media is a great way to update each other. So I think it's really nice to have social media in that aspect of the personal relationship. Do you think couples should share their relationship online or keep it private?
I think this question is different from one person to another, but for me, because I don't really post a lot of pictures about us online, even though we have a great relationship, um, I think people should rather be more intimate with each other rather than posting pictures online and that kind of stuff, right? Like, I think it's a great way to like save the memory by posting it online and then looking back at it 5 years from now, 10 years, 5 years from now. But most of the cases, I believe that people should just keep their relationship to themselves. Because people might look happy on social media, but in reality, like outside, they might not be that happy. So everything is just like a persona that they portray online, right? So I think it's better just to be truthful. Stay off the internet for your relationship. Keep it to yourself. In that way, you will be better off with your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's a lot of trend where people post their relationships a lot when they're so happy and then suddenly they break up. Other people, even if you don't even want them to know, they would know based on the way you are with your social media.
100%.
Yeah. So, and then they're gonna talk about you and they're just gonna keep assuming things like why did they break up? You know, they're gonna think, oh, this guy cheated. No, this girl cheated. It just didn't work out for them. You're gonna be one of the topics that people will be talking about on a daily basis. And like, I don't want that for myself and my relationship with you, because I want to keep things to myself, even though we do share a little bit of what is important to our really close friends. You know, if it's relevant and we do need some help in other aspects, then we do ask or we do share. But then, you know, it's better off keeping things to ourselves, because in that way we're able to nurture our relationship a little bit more, because it's just within our little nest. People cannot just, you know, oh, you should do this, you should do that, give you unnecessary talk or advices that you don't really need for your relationship. I think keeping it private would be better, and just sharing just a little bit. Like, for example, post pictures about our wedding. Well, that's fine. I want to be grateful. I want to celebrate my love for you. Yes, but every other date that we do, no need.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Yeah. What do you think of the cancel culture? Do you think it is effective or harmful?
Harmful, 100%. The cancel culture is one of the most toxic, harmful culture in the entire world. Like, if people do something wrong online, right? Like, I get it. They do something wrong. Okay, like
Nobody's perfect though.
nobody's perfect. I mean, even if they do something extremely bad, you don't have to go all the way to cancel them.
Yeah.
You know, like, just okay, spread the news. People do this, do that, but you don't have to go all the way far as to be toxic to them over the social media.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of those cases, can I just say a lot of those cases, right? The cancel culture are doing things based on their personal feelings.
Yeah.
And it's not just based on facts, right? If it's based on facts, sure, like, okay, be my guest, but
Yeah.
a lot of those people, they do it based on feelings.
Yeah.
And because of that, they spread misinformation to other people. They create this kind of environment where nothing is very supportive, right? Especially, can I just say, in a lot of the celebrity Hollywood type of culture, the cancer culture is like everywhere.
Cancel.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Oh, sorry. Cancel culture. The cancel culture, it's everywhere. And it's just very harmful, toxic, and it's not something that I think people should be doing. If people do something good, yes, okay, support them. But there are a lot of people out there who are haters, where even if they do something good, they always find a flaw in whatever that person is doing. Like, for example, Mr. Beast is planting millions of trees in South African countries, like in African countries, right? And then people in the cancel culture just say things like, oh, but did you notice that he's like flying there, flying back, he's also spreading a lot of carbon into the air by using airplanes. I'm like, okay, but people have to get there somehow.
Yeah, how?
Yeah, like he can't just teleport there. Like those are just some examples, right? Like they find every minor flaw in something good that people do. It's just not healthy.
It's not healthy. Like, even if it's wrong, it's just nobody is perfect, you know, and you have to respect that people make mistakes. It's not only them, the people that you see online, you also make mistakes. You know, you yourself make mistakes. But what people do is, it's like you've got a wound and you keep pressing on that wound. You're gonna make it bigger, the issue bigger. But then a lot of people are also liking this cancel culture because of the drama that they see online. What people talk about. There are a lot of stories that will come from one small story. They're gonna make a million of stories concerning that specific person, and it just keeps on getting worse. But people are happy with the drama. It's very sad. A very sad thing.
Very, very sad.
Yeah. Are you concerned about privacy on social media? How do you protect yourself?
How do I protect myself from social media? Don't post anything. It goes back to the question about how couples' relationship should be and not just posted on social media everywhere. It's because when something happens, people will try to dig into those situations, and then they will try to like spread rumors, saying the wrong things, spreading like it's all coming back to people not being very supportive of each other on social media. And I just think that if I want to keep my private life private from social media, right, just don't post anything in general.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of artists out there where they only post for example, like major celebrities, right, they only post pictures of them with affiliated brands because they are sponsored by those brands, right? Like for example, if Taylor Swift gets sponsored by Dior, she posts pictures of herself holding a Dior perfume bottle. But that's it. She doesn't post pictures of her personal life. Like that's kind of thing. Like okay, I get that, right?
You only see pictures of her in her personal life if it's the paparazzi.
Yeah, exactly.
Finding her.
Yes. That's the thing that I hate the most is the paparazzi. I don't know why people have to personally take pictures of celebrities when they're just trying to have a peaceful life of them. Yeah, they're humans just like us. They want to go groceries without people grouping together to take pictures of them. They want to go swimming, they want to go to the beach. They want to do things that other humans do, but they cannot do that because of their popularity.
That's true.
And I think it's just so toxic.
That's right. Why do you think certain social media trends go viral?
Is this funny?
Yeah, look.
Because it's funny.
I feel like the ones that we watch are the funny ones, and that's why they become viral. Like, it's really sad though, because it's like, it's funny videos, but it's like people getting hurt. It's like people falling down the stairs or things like, not stairs, but like, you know, falling down. But it's just the algorithm, and I'll talk about that later because it's just one of the questions I have. Can social media really lead to social change, or is it just performative?
Half and half. I would say this is half and half. It can lead to a change if it's something positive. Like for example, you trying to bring awareness to, let's say, breast cancer, right? Or COVID, or other.
Talking about just health.
Like for example, right? Like social media. It's very informative to spread health information so that you can take care of yourself and your own family. And it can also a lot of things, like it can give you information on what's going on in the entire world so that you're not completely out of the loop. And yeah, it can help you plan for your future plans as well, like what's the weather, like things like that. Like I think social media is helpful to bring information. Yeah, so that's why it's good to have social media in today's society.
For me, I would touch base on, for example, we nurses don't get paid enough for what we do, and because other government sectors, they get paid good amount of money compared to what we do. So we do strikes a lot, you know, and that is a social. We're hoping for a change. And we post a lot on social media, you know, we share stories, we post in our Instagram, we post on Facebook, everywhere, that we are striking, for example, in the city, hoping that the minister will give us extra like a 50% increase. And that is when social media becomes really important, because for the other people, they're not aware of how much we're working hard, but then because of social media, we're able to spread that information. And it's not only I don't think it's just performative. We're aiming for a change, and
Yep.
through social media, it's one way, to get that change. And we're still hopeful. Still not happening, but we're still hopeful. So social media helps a lot in bringing that information out and hopefully initiating a change.
Yep.
What do you think the future of social media will look like? Will we all disconnect at one point?
I don't think we will ever disconnect at one point. I think we will keep progressing further and further so that we can all stay connected online. So for example, now we have FaceTime, we got video calls on Messenger and other platforms where people don't have the opportunity, say 50 years ago. They have to use a payphone and you can only hear over the phone,
Yeah.
and it was a line. It wasn't just online from the satellite or whatever. So I think social media will continue to progress, hopefully for the better.
Yeah, hopefully for the better.
Yeah, and hopefully for people to stay connected. So for example, there's a lot of movies out there that you see like holograms,
Yeah.
where you see like it shows like an actual person standing there talking to you. I think that will be the future of social media as a way to stay connected, is that people can actively communicate with each other through holograms. Hopefully that is the case.
Everyone should at least take a social media detox once a year.
Honestly, I wouldn't say once a year. I would say every now and then. Yeah, like once a year, I think it's just too little. If you want to keep like we said in the beginning, if you want to keep your relationship going strong, you have to have a lot more of those detox every now and then.
Yeah.
So that you can connect with your significant other face to face. Because social media is important, but it should only be used as an informational platform and a way to connect to people that are far from you.
Yep.
It should not be the reason why you are ruining your relationship with your wife, your husband, children, parents, things like that. I think people should have a social media detox when they feel like they need to. For example,
Not only when
once a week, things like that.
But the thing is, people go into that detox when they've already hit the ground. Like, for example, for the people that feel so negative about themselves, they just want to avoid it. That's when they do that.
Yep.
It shouldn't be. Like, you should do it every now and then to keep your relationships to the people that are close to you stronger, for you to have a better mental health, I would say.
I agree.
But then, yes, in overall, social media is a really good way to connect with people as long as you use it wisely, and it can impact on, having the change that you want in the world as well. But also, people are just using it sometimes for the negative, like cancel culture.
Yep. Culture.
Not feeling good about yourself because you're jealous or you're insecure. All your insecurities come out when you look at other beautiful women out there, and that's just the sad part of social.
Very, very sad.
But then again, we're just 23-year-olds using social media on a daily basis. Especially with us, like we do night shift. I'm always on social media to keep myself awake.
Same with me.
Yeah, we still need it. We not all the time, but we do, and I personally cannot last too long without it, and I'm guilty. Anyways, at least I know for myself I do.
As long as we're all aware of what we need to do, then I think we are able to live with social media, like to coexist with social media.
Yeah,
You have to balance it out.
that's right. Because it's never gonna go away. Just gonna
Never.
progress from here. Okay.
Okay.
Well, good talk.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Interesting topic.
Well, that's it, guys. Only very few questions for you. Then wait, what? Well, that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening if you're from Spotify, and for watching if you are from YouTube. That was a really interesting topic that we have discussed today. And just disclaimer again, this is all of our personal views. We're not influenced by anything and anyone. We're just telling you guys from a 23-year-old perspective what we actually think about social media. It can vary from people, and we understand that. Like, there's no hate or anything. We do understand that people think about different things differently. So, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video or listening to this podcast. We'll see you again in another video tomorrow, and have a good day.
A great day.